Hi, I'm Jennifer Schomburg Kanke, and I've got a few little tricks that I wanted to share with other writers out there. Promoting books doesn't necessarily come naturally to us. And I have a weird situation where promoting things actually comes really naturally to me, but then I have this little voice inside my head that's like, no, you're doing it wrong. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear, and I get all freaky about it. So that's my issue with it. I'm actually really good at it and take to it very naturally and love it, but then I got this other little voice in my head yelling at me about it. Um, yeah, I'm in counseling. It's fine. Also, I'm a poet, so I got someplace to put all the emotions. That's not what you came here for. You want tips. So let me give you these tips. I'm mainly making this because other friends said you need to make a video about this. So I love swag, and because I love swag and putting together swag, um, I wanted to share my swag with you a little bit and some tips about it. So this is the bookmark that allows me to, when I am out at a book fair or wherever I am, if I'm tabling anywhere, or let's face it, randomly running into people, um, total strangers, I will strike up conversations with them, and if it seems like they might like my book, I will pull one of these bookmarks out of my bag and hand them a bookmark. I have no shame. Like I said, and then 5 minutes later, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that. That's so weird." Whatever. It doesn't seem to stop me. So that voice really should have learned by now. It doesn't help, so it can just shut up. But the cool thing about this is it's got my cover art for my most recent book, Little Stone, which is about my experiences with ovarian cancer. And on the back, it's got two quotes from the blurbs. It's got a quick description, more of the cover art there. And then this here is the important part. It's got a QR code that goes directly to the publisher's website, right? So this, if you scan this QR code, you go to Sheila Nagig Editions, which is the press who's published my book. This will take you to their page where they're selling my book. What this allows me to do is I'm giving someone something cool they can use because everybody needs bookmarks. I don't care what people say. I mean, I love ebooks and audiobooks. I love those. But the whole like, oh, print media is going to be dead. No, I also love books, and so I need my bookmarks. So this allows me to just hand this off to somebody, right? And if they decide to buy my book later, there they go. They can order it. But there's no pressure. They get a free bookmark either way. It doesn't matter, right? Um, so that's my first tip is get bookmarks and put QR codes that go directly to where you're or where people can purchase your book. That way there's no pressure. Because high pressure sales, I hate high pressure sales. Also, I hate sales in general. Um, I hate sales in general. I love people to talking to people about things I'm doing. So that's, right, that's sort of a different philosophical perspective on it. I love talking about myself, frankly. Um, so that's tip one, or I don't know, thing one, whatever. The other thing, I love stickers. The only reason that my current water bottle doesn't have stickers is because I go to a lot of professional Zoom meetings for my job as an editor, and so I need to keep a clean bottle so that, I had some stickers that had some swear words on it and stuff, and so I needed to switch out and have a more professional bottle. That's the only reason I don't have stickers. Anyway, stickers, we love them. Everybody loves stickers. So there we go. So get stickers. They're fun. Because then, even if maybe somebody's already buying your book or whatever, people love stickers, or sometimes people have children who love stickers. I mean, okay, there's a human pelvic bone on the on my from my current artwork. So maybe maybe not those for children, but you know, preteens and things, people who like to watch Wednesday and are into whimsy goth and whatever. There you go. There's that. Um, I also love, so I guess that's two. Three is magnets. I still have a magnet from Allison Stein's first poetry collection, Ohio Violence. Came out, maybe 20, almost 20 years ago now. And most people know her more as a fiction writer, but her first book, Ohio Violence, I still have her magnet that she had for her book launch, still is up on my fridge. And so people love magnets. They hold things. You gotta love them. So I have a little magnet. Um, these are a little bit, to compare the thickness of this magnet to the thickness of the magnet from 20 years ago, a little different. You get to kind of see how things have changed, but they're still cool. They don't hold quite as much, but they're still cool. And my last two little tips, I don't know if are they tips? Whatever. I'm not gonna shut up, little voice, right? The fourth thing that I'd like to talk to you about today are zines. Now, the amazing thing about zines is that you can send people home with your writing. So I have a couple sample poems. So this is for Little Stone, and it says sample poems right there on it. This was the one that I made prior to the book coming out. I have not yet made the new ones. I've been busy with some other stuff. I'm going to get on it. I promise. I promise. So these are not quite in their final form yet, but they have some sample poems. And specifically in this one, I also include common symptoms of ovarian cancer since the book is about ovarian cancer. And what I'm trying to do is also raise awareness about a disease that is often, it is the most fatal gynecological cancer, primarily not because the cancer itself is somehow more nefarious, but because its symptoms are so common and many women get misdiagnosed and don't know to advocate for themselves because they think, oh, okay, well, this is just perimenopause, and it turns out not to be. And so I'm trying to raise awareness about those symptoms. So that's, did I finish that sentence? The reason it's the most deadly gynecological cancer is because it's typically caught so late. It is typically not caught until stage 4 when there isn't a lot that can be done. I was lucky mine was caught at 2A. I always put that A in there. Like I need people to know it was barely stage 2. My prognosis was good, I swear. But anyway, so mine has poems, and then also has the symptoms of ovarian cancer. Now, once I make my final form of this, which I need to get to editing it, this is the one for my first book, The Swellest Wife Anyone Ever Had. And if you see here, it has a scan, it has a QR code. You can scan and it will take you to the publisher, much like the one on the back of the bookmark. It will take you to the publisher where you can purchase the book. Swellest Wife, I also have an audiobook, and so the QR code on the back takes you to Spotify Premium or something. It takes you to Spotify where you can get the audiobook. If you have Spotify Premium, it's free, so it like says that there. You can also get it on Hoopla and Libby and stuff like that. So I'm giving people that information, letting them know you don't have to buy the audiobook. Here are ways you can get it for free, but you can also buy it. Here's the scan. And so once I revise this, I'll have that scan there. What this allows me to do is if somebody seems really interested, but they're just not sure yet. They've come to a reading and they're like, "Wow, I love those poems, man." But they're also thinking, "Man, my budget this month is ridiculous. There is no way I'm getting a book. I guess I'll just have to try to remember." They don't fully have to try to remember because you send them with a zine, you send them with a magnet. They've got the magnet on their fridge. They see the magnet and they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I've got that zine somewhere. I can need to scan that." At least that's what I tell. That's how I tell myself that works. Is that how it really works? I don't know. Maybe it ends up in their trash can. Hopefully they're recycling. I don't know. Um, but I think sending people off with a QR code, with a QR code and samples of the poems allows them to decide at their leisure. They're not feeling pressure that they have to get the book there. Um, I mean, if I were in this for the sales, I guess maybe I would be like, well, I gotta do some high pressure tactics, get people to buy it. But like, no, I just want people to read my poems. I want people to experience emotions and live life, right? Like that's what I'm going for here is to, and so this just, helps give them a reminder. Of course, I want to sell copies of my book. Um, but that is a like a means to an end of getting people to engage with my writing and make my ego feel so good about it. But also I like to I like to connect with people and hopefully they are getting to experience their own lives and look at their own lives in a different way through my writing. And with this particular, the current book that I'm trying to promote, Little Stone, available now from Sheila and the Gig Editions. Little extra plug there. Not that you haven't been seeing the cover work over and over, but this one is about ovarian cancer and my experiences with it. And I kind of hope that people who have known someone who's gone through ovarian cancer will like be able to connect with the poems and feel seen and maybe get a nice laugh out of it. Remind them about some things where they go, yeah, that sucked. Yeah, it did. It also has poems about like celebrities who have gone through ovarian cancer. So then like um I don't know. I just want to preserve their legacy. The poems aren't all about when they were going through cancer treatment. A lot of them are just about their lives in general, about the work that they did in their lives, and just I want to preserve their legacies. Other women who went through similar things to what I went through. Um, so my prognosis is good. Just so you know, I'm going to say that again, and that's also to remind myself because like talking about people whose prognosis were very different and whose journeys ended very differently than hopefully mine. So knock on wood, I have been cancer free since 2019. So keep those fingers crossed, keep that luck coming. Anyway, y'all are waiting because I said there were five, didn't I? The description said five, and I've only done four. What is the fifth one? The fifth one came about because I am not lazy. My counselor tells me not to say I'm lazy. I'm not lazy. Um, but people kept asking me, so, people who knew me, but are from other places, they would say, I want to get your book and I want you to sign it. I really want an autograph, but, um, can I buy the book from you? Can you sign the book and send it to me? If you're at a bigger publisher, I've seen videos of people going to like warehouses and they're signing a whole bunch of copies so that their press can send those out. And that's wonderful. That is so cool. My ego would feel amazing if I ever got to do that. I'm probably never gonna get to do that. I also don't love the idea of like, running to the post office and shipping books and stuff like that. It's not that I'm lazy. I don't know. I have other priorities or it just doesn't sound fun to me. I don't want to do it. So, but what I do love to do and will do, more swag. So this is the butterfly. This butterfly appears on the cover. And this is a sticker. It's like a 4x3 sticker that I was able to get. And then I sign it with a ballpoint pen and then I can mail it. So yeah, I'm still going to the post office, but I'm mailing an envelope with this and usually some of the other swag that I will send off to people. And it's a lot cheaper than sending out books. It's easier. To me, it feels less, I don't know, something. It feels better to do this than to go through also the financial stuff. I don't want to muck with that more than I need to muck with that. Um, so little sticker, you can sign it, you can send it off to people. And that way they can get the autograph that they want, but you're not responsible for trying to go through these financial transactions and things. You can just send them this. This typically only works with people that you already know who they're okay sending you their address and you're okay sending something that probably has your return address on it. So this isn't necessarily something that's great for wider things. But also if somebody comes to a reading and they're like, I already brought your book, but I forgot the book, it's okay. I gotcha. You can sign a sticker. You can send them home with the sticker. So yeah, I love these things. I got this idea originally from Caitlin Cowan, and I was like, yeah, I want to do that. And so I have done it for both of my poetry collections, and it works pretty well. So those are my little five little promo tips, which really weren't tips so much. They were more like, here, let me show you my favorite pieces of swag. I also, for my first book, I got temporary tattoos and I got little acrylic pins. Of the first book, all the stuff was pretty much this deer woman who's in the middle there. Um, that so there was a pin that was just the deer woman, and the temporary tattoo was the deer woman. Um, yeah. Did I say that Vivian Strauss is the artist who does my covers? I've done so many takes of these, even though I say I'm not going to do takes and I'm not going to edit, but friends, I have. I have edited. I have done multiple takes. So I don't remember if I told you or not. So Vivian Strauss. Maybe I'll edit this part out. Anyway, Vivian Strauss was the artist who did them. Uh, so I hope that that helped you out a little bit. I hope that gave you some things to think about when you're working on promoting your own book. My budget this time for promo stuff, I think I spent about 250. I got quite a few of the items though, which I can remember a time in my life when thinking $250, no way, can't do that. Um, I remember those times. So, and I feel very fortunate that I'm able to spend that on promo stuff now because the promo stuff is like super fun. Uh, I will say that prioritizing the bookmarks, the bookmarks and the zines are probably top priority if you have less cash flow and you're trying to figure out how to use it best, because these are the things where you can send people with QR codes. This one doesn't have a QR code. I don't know why I was even trying to flip it around. These are the things that you can send people home with that will help them get to being able to purchase your book. So these are the this is the good stuff if you're trying to prioritize with your money. And then I would say probably the things, the autographs that you can send with people. Um, but as the magnets are probably bottom priority. I dropped my sticker, but the stickers are fun and the magnets are fun. They're kind of lower priority because they are just decorative, but they are ways to show your fans that you love them. They're give your fans a little love. Um, as writers, we talk more about readers than fans, unless we're like super big. Maybe I want to start calling my readers my fans. Let my ego, let my ego feel good. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for stopping by and listening to my ramble about the fun promo stuff that I do.